Let's go. We got Billy Tully here with us, man. Just became one of the world's first AI certified agents. Just a little bit about Billy. Billy's dedicated to his real estate profession. He's lived in Southeast Georgia for the last 17 years and has a really good understanding of that local market. He's a proud U.S. veteran and retired from Fort Stewart. And I'll tell you what, Billy just spent an entire week. I mean, you've been a real estate agent, what, for 2 years now, Billy?
Right about 2 years. Yep.
Right about 2 years now. So let me ask you this. You decided to spend an entire week with myself and my staff going over how to become an AI certified agent. You know, what are some of the reasons when you saw this AI thing that you're like, man, I need to make sure that I jump on this?
I seen this. I was driving around and I scrolled across something at a stoplight or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, AI, Nick Krim. Oh man, where's that at? So I grabbed it. I did something with it. And then I was like, man, I got to look at that again. So I stopped, had some breakfast, jumped in the truck. I sat in the truck for like 20 minutes until I got signed up. And I'm like, this is a no-brainer.
Dude, let's go. And as far as like jumping into the artificial intelligence world, I mean, 2 years in and you're already like, man, I need to stay ahead and I need to make sure that I get the right tools. What about AI kind of excited you or got you to this point?
Well, up until about 3 weeks ago, I was full-time federal employee. Ooh. So this is my third week as a full-time real estate agent.
Go.
And before I left federal service, all I could think about was automation and technology. I knew I was going to need everything I got to kind of get up to speed and run with the big dogs, you know.
Let's go.
I don't want to sit on the porch. I want to get out there and run with the big dogs. So
hey, you know what they say? Oh, we'll see you at the top or from the top. And Billy's like, give me to the top. Give me to the top. Let's go.
Gas. Put the gas on it.
You know, and like just what you learn, because guys, Billy had to spend an entire week with myself and my staff to become AI certified and learn the ins and outs. So what are some of the things like that you learned throughout the week that you want to share here with us?
Creating the individual client profiles was just phenomenal. Being a veteran, I already kind of know a lot of that stuff that goes on, the fears and the pain points for our soldiers, either PCS or getting out of the military, and PCS is permanent change of station. So they're moving across the country, they're going back and forth across the world. But it really helped me quantify that experience. So even though I kind of had a layman's understanding and a firsthand understanding, the AI helped me quantify it where I could make an appeal to somebody who's in that position or in an articulate manner.
And, you know, I think that's where a lot of people, you know, like creating your ideal client profile. A lot of people stop where it's just veterans. Great. I got my target audience. You're right. Like what tell people a little bit more about like what are some of the things that you like put into the ChatGPT to train it so that way you can learn more about your ideal client profile.
Okay, so the basic prompt was explain to me the pain points of veteran service members or service members moving during their military process, and the AI brought back a whole series of things that it knew that I didn't even think it was going to come up with. From a financial aspect, emotional, family situations. You got spouses being separated for long periods of time. You got one that might be running the household for 6 months to a year by themselves. So all these things were put together in a very articulate manner where, even though I know these things, I couldn't put it together like that. So with the AI, I'm able to articulate, a pain point or something that I already know, but I'm able to talk about it in a more articulate manner.
Yeah, and I think on top of that too, it's like to truly service your clients the best, we have to know their pain points, their goals, their motivations, their fears. And one of my favorite ones, like going through that process of creating your ideal client profile, is understanding the internal dialogue. What's the internal dialogue of somebody going through that situation? Because like you said, you had a firsthand experience with all of that. but also seeing it written down and seeing all the things of maybe you didn't experience part of it, but you're like, oh yeah, I felt this piece of it. And you're like, man, other people might be feeling those other parts. How do you see like understanding your ideal client profile helping you more as a real estate agent?
I'm dealing with a service member right now. Coming in from Seattle, Washington, coming to Southeast Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, man, talk about, opposite ends of the spectrum as far as environment, culture, the housing market. I've got another service member that's wants to get off of the military installation out into town, like, away from work. But it really gives me a better understanding. It's really in the military we call it situational awareness. So I'm looking at this this client that I'm trying to help with a lot more depth, a lot more understanding of what they're going through, and it'll help me communicate when we are face to face. I can kind of draw some of those issues out and help maybe alleviate some of those situations.
Yeah. And a lot of it too, I mean, the real estate process is a big emotional roller coaster. And if you can help somebody like limit the lows in the emotional roller coaster, that's a big part of it. But first it comes with flatten it out and just help it. It first comes with the deep understanding. And I feel like that's something where, look, in real estate, there's a lot of transactions. And sometimes we get caught in that transaction treadmill of just going through the motions with each person.
Checking the box.
But like when you truly understand your ideal client profile, you can help them navigate the journey more. And especially in your content world too, helps you identify who you're speaking to and create more content. And as far as, let me ask you this, the AI listing advantage, what are your thoughts? Like, what are some of the ways, walk me through about like that you see the AI listing advantage being able to help you create more marketing and stay in front of people?
I think the AI, the listing advantage is just priceless. You can go into a home and get in front of somebody and show somebody in 5 minutes what you're going to be able to do to market their home, why that's going to help them get X% more in their, for their home. The reach it's going to have. And nowadays, with the market kind of going through a little bit of something, we need everything we can. People aren't throwing as much money at houses as they were a year or so ago. So, it's definitely an advantage.
Well, Billy, let me ask you this. Let me wrap it up with this question here, my man.
Okay.
What does it mean to you to be one of the world's first AI certified agents?
Hey, man, my last name begins with T, so I've been at the back of the line my whole life. That was another selling point. I was like, baby, I'm going to be first this time. So it's cool to be out in the forefront, to be leading, and I hope to stay in it and stay ahead of the curve and utilize the training and all the other training you guys have to just kind of stay on top. Keep going.
And guys, if you want to be a stay ahead of the curve, or even if you just want to pick Billy's brain as an agent that's out there about being AI certified and all the great things you could do, make sure you reach out to Billy. And if you are in Southeast Georgia and you're watching this right now and you're looking to either buy or sell, you deserve to work with an AI certified agent, somebody who could do more marketing, find more properties, and stay in front of the curve for you. Make sure you reach out to my man, Billy. Billy, thank you so much for coming on. And guys, Billy Tully just became one of the world's first AI certified agents. If you're an agent that wants more information, make sure you reach out to him. Billy, thank you so much for coming on.
Nick, thanks, brother. We'll see you soon.